Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today I'm going to show you guys the rotations that I used for the A missions for the new planet in Cosmic Exploration. Now please note that these rotations work with my stats. You might have a little bit less, you might have a little bit more, so take the rotations that I give you and then go ahead and test them out. There's no downside to failing these missions since everything is given to you, so don't worry about that. So because these A missions are going to be given to you randomly, there's going to be parts in this video. So each A mission will have their different part. Now, once you have completed your missions, then you can go based off what slot they're in. So A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then you can name your macros. So these are going to be based off the progress and quality first until you know which number on the list they are. And know that every single crafter, they have the same progress and same quality, so you don't have to worry about that. So my stats are 637 CP, 5665 craftsmanship, and 5306 control. This is with the version 1.1 relic, which is going to be the first part on the new planet. My offhand is not melded, and my left side is fully melded, and the right side as well, which you can check out my meld video for those. Now, for food, you can use the steak or you can use the new food, but only on the EX missions for the extra CP, and of course the San if you need it. Alright, so the first one that we're going to end up doing is glass fiber resupply, and we'll find which this one is on the list. And that is going to be the very first one, so this is going to be A1 mission. So this is going to be 700 quality, and then I believe 14,900 progress. So you're going to be doing the progress first, and then the last, which is going to be quality. So I got the rotation here. So muscle memory, manipulation, waste not 2, veneration, groundwork 4 times. Now you do have the ability to use material miracle, which will give you extra conditions, but this is conditionless, so you don't really have to use it. So basically ignore all conditions. We apply veneration. Then you're going to do groundwork 3 more times. Innovation, because prep touch on its own is not enough to do it. Okay. And then what you're going to do is train perfection, veneration, groundwork, and complete. So you're going to do that 3 more times. So that is going to be the rotation for the 14,900 difficulty and 700 quality, or the A1 mission. So the next one is going to be this one here. Now the rotation works, but you need slightly more control. So mine should be around 98%. So this is 10,500 quality and 4,500 difficulty. So reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, and then of course 4 prep touches. Now goods or excellence are required. Just need slightly more control. Alright, great strides, innovation, bow regattes, and you'll see what I mean. So we are short about 26 quality, so a little bit more control will get you there. Then of course you do 3 groundworks. So I try to keep this in 15 steps. And on the list here, this one, the second one on the list. And now for the A3 mission. Now, unfortunately, you need a little bit more craftsmanship than what I currently have for this to work. How I had it originally. So I'm going to be adding in 2 new abilities to the rotation here. So reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, and this is for 13,700 quality and 5,200 progress. And then you're going to do 4 prep touches. Now goods or excellence are required, thankfully. Okay. Innovation. 2 train finesses. Great strides. Power guts on good. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too fast, but trust me, you should not have to need that. Now you're going to do train perfection, veneration, 3 crown works. If your craftsmanship is a little bit higher than what I had, you should not need train perfection. 3 ground works by themselves should be enough. So that was my, I think that was my 3rd ground work, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Originally it should complete it, but we have like 49 short than basic. So yeah, just a little bit more craftsmanship and you should be done with 3 ground works and without the train perfection and basic touch or synthesis. So that's going to be the 3rd mission. Alright, the next mission is going to have 15,100 quality, and then the progress is going to be 500. So what we're going to do is reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, 4 prep touches, no goods or excellence. Unfortunately, I'm getting 1. You do have the material miracle ability, which will give you conditions on every single turn. Innovation again. And now you're going to do 3 train finesses. Okay. And then when that is done, great strides, power guts, and then you're going to do 1 careful. Okay. And that is going to be on the list here. And that was mission number 4. Alright, our next one. This one's going to be 11,200 quality and 4,000 difficulty or progress. Alright, so we got the rotation here. So we need to make all 3. But you do have an extra material to make a 4th one, just in case something goes wrong. So what we're going to do is reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, 4 prep touches. You know the drill, no excellence or goods. Alright, innovation. And then you're gonna do train finesse. Okay. Great strides. Power regattes. That's enough to get what we need. And now we do veneration. Groundwork twice. And then you should have enough for 1 careful and you're done. And you do that 3 times for each one. Okay, so I believe this one is going to be mission number 5 on the list. This next one is going to be the final A1 mission. The other ones are going to be the EX missions, which is also called A2. And that one you're going to need food and pots. Now this one, I try to keep it within a 15 button macro, but my control is a little bit low to get myself 100%. So if you upgrade your tool, or if you offhand melded or use a little bit of food for extra control, then this will be 100%. Okay, so we're going to do muscle memory, manipulation, waste not 2. Then you're going to do 1 groundwork, innovation, prep touch 3 times, then you're going to do delicate synthesis. This will be 100 because we got a good. Great strides, innovation, power regattes. Well, I guess not 100%, but close enough. Veneration, delicate again. Then it would be 100%, and then careful. But yeah, a little bit more control. Upgrade your tool maybe to the version 2 or 1.2, and then you should have enough to do this 100%. But yeah, I try to keep this within the 15 button macro. So you're going to do this one 3 more times. Alright, so now we're going into the EX missions, so make sure you use your pot and my food, which I've already did, the steak and the tasam. So we have the first EX. So this is going to be 12,200 quality and 78 progress. Alright, I have it here. This is going to be the 7th mission. So we're going to do reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, 4 prep touches, well, I forgot to do the 4th one. My bad. And then you're going to do 2 train finesses, great strides, innovation should have been still up because I screwed up by accident. I have to reapply it. That's 100%. Then you're going to do veneration, groundwork twice, master's mend, groundwork again. You're going to do train perfection, veneration, groundwork again, careful, check your stats, so basic is just enough. Yeah, so I accidentally forgot to do the 4th prep touch when I was doing the first 4, so let's do that again. There we go. I was like a little bit confused why I only had 8 stacks. Alright, so innovation is still up. No goods or excellence as usual. And there you go, pretty clean. So that is going to be mission number 7. Next mission is going to be number 9 on the list. So this is going to be 2,200 progress and 14,000 quality with only 25 durability. So what you're going to do is reflect, manipulation, waste not 2, innovation, 2 prep touches, don't need any goods or excellence, so we're going to do next is basic touch, refined touch, which is basically a diet version of prep touch, but it has to be comboed off of basic. And then you're going to do innovation, 1 delicate to get that 10 stack. Then you're going to do 3 train finesses, innovation, 2 more train finesses, great strides, power gots. We're getting goods, but trust me, we shouldn't need them. Then you're gonna do train perfection, veneration, groundwork, 1 basic synthesis. And that is going to be the 9th mission. And then the 8th mission unfortunately has no set rotation because of the malleable condition can ruin when you're doing the progress step. And even if you use final appraisal, it still can mess you up. So I can't really say that there's a dedicated rotation for it. So I'm going to finish this one off and then we'll try to get the 8th mission to pop up. Alright, if now for the 8th mission, which I've already started, this is going to be 11,600 quality, and 9,700 difficulty. Now we're running into Good Omen and then Malleable. Good Omen gives you a guarantee to the next step, and Malleable increases your progress. But because that we don't need a string of malleables in the way, it's like almost impossible to really macro it. And Primed extends your abilities, which also can screw it up if in case you're trying to use Prune Touch. So you're going to do Muscle Memory, Waste Not 2 Manipulation just like usual, Generation, then the Groundwork at least 4 times. As you can see here, we're getting a string of Primed. So think of that with Malleable, can get in the way if you're using a macro. So you're going to do that 4 times. Innovation, 1 Delicate Synthesis, 2 Delicate Synthesis. Now we're going to do 2 Prep Touches. That got us to 6. So you can use Innovation. So act like that was 4, not 6. So then we're going to do 2 Prudence to give us 15 stacks. Okay, so that should be 2 left on Innovation. So Train Perfection, 1 Prep Touch. Innovation should have fallen off by now. So Innovation again. Let's see, I believe it's just 1 Train Finesse. Great Strides. Bioregots. Yeah, that's just all you needed was 1. And then you can finish it off with a Careful? No, Basic will do. Yeah, so basically that's how I would do this in a macro, but like I said, you can end up getting a string of malleables. So let's do that again. Speaking of malleable, there it is, but luckily it didn't go, it went away. But it ended up coming back. This one here is not going to hurt. So we got a second one. And then I would do a 3rd Groundwork if we didn't have malleable. But if I did a Groundwork right now, then we would complete the item. So that's unfortunate. So in a macro sense, you wouldn't be able to control that. So it's too risky. So in this case, I would have to do Careful instead. So I'm glad that it showed what could happen if you did this in a macro. And if you do this manually, then you can take advantage of the goods to make this a little bit easier. So we're just going to manually do this. So just give you an idea how it's going to work out. So we're just going to finish this off real quick. So yeah, that's basically why I say you can't really macro this. But I'm pretty sure somebody will find a way. I already got gold on this, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's going to be all of the A missions. So that's how you do all the A missions. So skip the 8th one and just focus on the other ones. I think the 8th one is like the most when it comes to the credits. So yeah, if you have a way around malleable, feel free to put them in the comment section as a macro for people to copy and paste. But all of these will be in macro form for all the missions, and they will be titled a mission 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. This is where you guys can utilize this. So once you upgrade your tools to the version 2, version 3, up to the last version, which should be 750 on level, then all the rotations should work 100% of the time. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the rest of my channel for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy crafting! And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel even further, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi. The links for those will be in the description down below, as well as my Discord. And the extra special shout out to the members on screen. So until next time, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead.